questions and answers. And I can say that I've been checking the questions for some time, and we are getting a lot of nice questions. So what I will do, I'll start from the beginning and let Zuzka Chureva answer some of the questions about the inspections.
Okay, cheers, Yuri. Okay, so I have a question here from Kai. She was asking whether the negative values are possible within the scoring. So yes, affirmative. You can input negative values, and if you do, they are of course deducted from the overall score, which I believe is the point of the negative scoring. Jeremy, hi Jeremy, by the way, was asking whether the score is recalculated real time after each question is updated, changed, and that is absolutely correct. Therefore, you can also use on-change rules because the score is updated in the real time in the application. Another question I see from Matthias, who was asking how can the questionnaires be shown in D365 backend. Well, there is multiple possibilities. Basically, you can either use our result viewer, which is also a Resco tool, and you saw it during my demonstration. This is also accessible on D365. Or you can basically work with questionnaires on the data level, because they are, of course, the same entities are displayed within the D365. For this, I will send you additional materials and blogs where you can see more about the technical side of the inspections and basically make yourself familiar about how it works and how to set it up. So I will definitely write this down, and you're getting an email from me with additional articles. I hope that will work with you. There is one more question. I'm not entirely sure if it was with regards to inspections that says, is there any nice web control existing which shows this dynamic data in good shape? Well, if you mean dynamic data, I'm not entirely sure how do you mean this? Because, I mean, if you work obviously offline, then you synchronize your data goes back. If you're working online, I mean, there is a Power BI plugin, for example, that you can incorporate in the application. However, maybe if you can write us an email and maybe elaborate a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's all from my side. So I will hand over the microphone.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we'll try to answer all of the questions that we have, but if we run out of time, we will definitely get back to you on this via email. So Zuzka, I think these questions are for you.
Mm-hmm. Hello again. So a question from Matthias, why is inspection necessary to be activated for Resco Houston? Well, currently it's built within the questionnaire form, so maybe in the future it will be a separate app, we will see, but at the moment it's within the inspection questionnaire form, so that's why. Now, another question, again from Matthias, where do you see the pros of your solution against the MS Remote Assist solution? Well, it's hard to compete at the moment. We have released the, let's call it MVP version, which is still in beta state. So currently we are focusing on the inspections users, but we had a great roadmap. We want to do things for managers, like in the web version, to have a manager's overview of the calls that would have notes, and the manager would be able to see if there is a repeating issue, maybe where to focus in training, let's say, the ability to record calls, so the knowledge we mentioned would be shared and stored, and some other great functionalities. So I would say stay tuned and for more. Now, another question. How does language barrier addressed? Does it translate? Well, it doesn't translate, but I would say the drawing is international, so it's really easy to grasp the instruction just by following the the annotations. Another question from Buta. Does Resco Houston allow a system admin to remotely assist and control a user Resco application, especially when supporting a user in another country? I'm not sure if I understand this correctly, but if you're asking about this, like desktop support of the system admin, it's currently what we are working on. It will be the version for the web. At the moment, the system admin can support only by using the iOS device. And I think there was one more question from Paul. How about support for Android? It's not on the roadmap at the moment, but we'll see what the feedback is and what the demand is. So we are not saying no yet. So I'll hand it over to Miro. Thanks for your questions.
I think I've seen some questions regarding the process component. So a question from Rasmus: will it be possible in the future to have the process step to use 100% of the screen width in the top, even if you have a form that has 66/33 design? Right now it can only fill either 66 or 33, right or left side. I see where you are heading with this, Rasmus. So in order to answer this, I need to talk to the engineers, but definitely thank you for the feedback. So we'll consider that. Right now it only works when you select single panel. It's stretched out to the whole width of the screen. Okay, another question is from Matthias. Can I use the process component also on the custom entities? As long as they have option sets, big lists, or status reason fields, you can use it there. So, and there is another question from Rasmus. I'm not sure if it's a comment or a question. It says, on a combined form with bookable resource booking or work order. So not sure what to answer here. I suggest Rasmus to get into contact with us, and I'll gladly jump on a call to discuss this with you. And you can I can see that you've already used the process component. I'd love to hear the feedback directly from you. So I'm trying to search if there's another question for me. So is it the same as business process flow in CRM Dynamics? Is there a difference between the two processes? So it's not a mobile, maybe to answer it directly, it's not a mobile version of the business process flow in Dynamics. So it's not dependent on that. You can configure it independently of the business process flow in Dynamics. How are the instructions, including little icons, configured on the process component? That is a question from Steven. So in the video demonstration, I showed there was a description field for each of the process step. When you click on the process step in Woodford, there is a description, and you can define a text there, and it also processes some of the emojis and some of the HTML tags. So this is how I did the instructions with the exclamation marks, with the info mark, so to make it more enticing and more clear for the user where the eyes should drop immediately. So I hope this answers your question, Stephen. It's in the Woodford in the configuration section of the process component. Okay.
Okay, so thank you everyone for your questions. There are still some more left, but we'll get back to you via email to answer those. So with this, I thank you for your attention. I'm happy that we have been able to show you some of the great new features of our latest release. And based on your questions and interests, I think that you also think that you can use some of those in your projects. So we are very happy to have that feeling. So at the end of September, we will be releasing our next version, 13.2, our autumn release. So I hope we will virtually meet and again discuss what's great and new in there. So thanks again and see you next time.